Hi, this is Luke with Harpy Instruments, and today I'm going to be demoing the Harpy Toucan bass. Now, this bass is a pretty interesting instrument. Probably the first thing you notice is these pickups here. Now, the Harpy Toucan, how our pickups are set up is we actually have two 1950s style P-bass pickups with jumbo pole pieces, and instead of having them in a jazz arrangement, which would usually be right here and here, we actually slid them forward so it would be similar to how a lot of semi-hollow body basses were set up. It gives the bass a lot woodier and kind of fuller tone. And also this bass, currently I've got flat wound strings on it. The neck is actually a jazz neck, or a jazz style neck. I believe this specific one has a D-shaped neck. And we're going to be running direct in, so you'll hear the direct sound of these pickups. I'm going to start with everything on, so you get a feeling for what the bass sounds like. You'll also notice this little switch here. This is just for our tone capacitors, so you're only going to hear this switch when our tone knob is all the way off. And we've got our volume for our bridge pickup, volume for our neck pickup, and yeah, let's give you a taste of how the bass sounds. So this is with everything on. Now I'm going to try just the neck pickup. Now, just the bridge pickup. All right, so now this is where the magic of the bass happens. So this bass is designed to get this kind of very low Motown-y sound. So we're running with flat wound strings. I'm going to turn the tone all the way off, and we're going to start playing around with these tone capacitors. So the very first position is the tone capacitor from a jazz bass. So it's actually a very light tone cut. It doesn't cut that much into the high end, but it sounds a little bit something like this. This is with both pickups on. Now we're going to go to just the neck pickup. And now just the bridge pickup. All right, then that takes us to the next tone capacitor. This is a paper and oil tone capacitor. This is kind of an old school Fender style capacitor. So this has probably one of the deepest sounds in the bass. It's got a really dramatic high end cut. And yeah, it sounds a little bit something like this. Both pickups on. Now, we're going to try it with just the neck pickup. Now, just the bridge pickup. All right, that takes us to the last tone capacitor in here. Now, this one's a little bit of a weird one. It's a Russian tone capacitor that was used in some Russian style basses. It's got kind of a more mid-rangey sound. The actual cut to the high end almost gives it this kind of mid-rangey boost with the high end cut, and I really personally love the sound of this tone capacitor. So it's going to sound a little something like this with both pickups on. Now, just with the neck pickup. Now we're going to go to just the bridge pickup. All right, Well, that is the Harpy Toucan bass. All these basses are made in San Diego. And this specific body we have here has a cool mix of, I believe these are actually the wooden kind of pieces that you use for a skateboard deck that are colored in here and dropped in the body. There's a bunch of different types of body styles that you can get at this bass. And yeah, plays really well, super lightweight bass. And it's actually a little bit thinner than your average Fender bass, which I'll show that camera, this camera here. And yeah, it's a wonderful instrument.